Om jezelf echt te leren kennen heb je soms de blik van een buitenstaander nodig.
We talk now about Amsterdam cyclists being very anarchistic or chaotic, or their behavior being chaotic. But people were complaining about that in the 1920s and the 1930s.
Een Amerikaan in Amsterdam. Hij verbaasde zich over de Nederlandse fietscultuur. Maar niemand kon hem iets vertellen over het ontstaan daarvan.
I asked history professors, I asked experts on the city, and nobody could really tell me much of anything about the history. So.
En dus besloot hij zich er zelf in te verdiepen. De archieven in en de straat op. Jordon, hier tegen het verkeer infietsend, heeft het inmiddels allemaal wel door. Maar de eerste confrontatie met de Amsterdamse fiets was hard.
I came straight from the airport to Central Station and walked out of Central Station with my bag. And within 3 minutes I was walking down Sprousstraat and was walking on what I thought was the sidewalk just like this. But within just a couple seconds a cyclist slammed into me and the young woman was mad, and I thought, what is she mad at me for? I'm the one I'm the one walking on the sidewalk. She's cycling on the sidewalk. I'm the one who should be mad. But then she took off again. But then as I started walking, I saw another cyclist, and I thought, what's going on here?
En daar begon het dus. De fascinatie van Jordon voor een fietsende natie. Sympathiek, maar je moet wel blijven opletten.
No, in America, the fietsbel, that's something frolic. When you're cycling through the park and la 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 la, and you ring the bell out of joy. Here,
it's a danger sign.
Here, it's get the hell out of my way.
Our next guest is the author of a new book entitled Dishwasher: One Man's Quest to Wash Dishes in All 50 States. Please welcome the one, the only dishwasher, Pete Jordon.
Pete Jordon is in Nederland nog een onbekende, maar in Amerika kreeg hij cultstatus als 's werelds beroemdste bordenwasser. Hij wilde het in alle 50 Amerikaanse staten doen, kwam niet verder dan 33 en schreef er toch een boek over.
It's a great occupation for quitting a job and taking a week off and then finding another job the next week.
Right.
Very much a Dutch thing, the bagagedrager. What this is.
Na de afwasmachine nu de fiets. Hier is dat meestal een roestend gebruiksartikel, in Amerika een statussymbool.
So the last thing you'd want to be seen on is on an old rusted bicycle, because that only advertises to other Americans, I am poor. But here in Amsterdam, you see some of the people in business suits and fancy dresses riding on some of the worst bicycles.
Gewoner dan een fiets is in Nederland niets. En in Amerika, tot voor kort, kwam met de fiets een hele levensvisie.
Yeah, if you were on a bicycle, that meant you were a young, angry man, and the bicycle was your identity, and you were always fighting with the cars and fighting with the pedestrians. But when I came here, I could very much relax. I was just one of hundreds of thousands. I was no one special, and I really enjoyed that.
De Nederlandse fietser is ook een anarchist. En zelden wordt de fiets daar gezet waar de autoriteiten hem graag willen hebben. Zelfs de Duitse bezetter kreeg er weinig vat op.
When the Germans got here, the cyclists drove them absolutely insane. They'd find cyclists. They would take the bikes away from the cyclists. They would take the ventielen from out of the wheels as punishment, and the cyclists would have to walk their bicycle away. But everything they tried, it didn't change anything. The cyclists kept riding very slowly in front of the German vehicles, or they'd speed through the red lights in front of the German vehicles. They gave them no respect at all.
En volgens Jordon heeft de fiets wel het karakter van Amsterdam gered.
Well, in the 1960s they were starting to think about how can we reorganize the city to accommodate more and more cars. And some plans were put forward to bulldoze entire neighborhoods and build freeways. I mean, another big plan was to fill in the canals to accommodate cars. Here on the Rokin, the canals were filled in the 1930s, specifically to turn the Rokin into a parking lot.
En in Amerika is de belangstelling voor de fiets de laatste 10 jaar behoorlijk gegroeid.
Big cities have now, just in the last 10 years, have installed new bike lanes and bike racks, and more heightened attention has been paid to the bicycle. So there's been definitely a shift. How far that shift is going to go, it remains to be seen, but I hope it shifts greatly, yeah.
En andersom, Amerika dringt ook binnen in de Nederlandse fietscultuur.
But this is unusual.
A cup holder.
Yeah.
That's very American.
That's very American. I know when I first came here, some of the other Americans I knew were complaining because they would go into a cafe to ask for a cup of coffee to go and get yelled at and say, "Get out of here! We don't sell to-go coffee." But now, 10 years later, Starbucks is normal, and everybody's drinking their coffee on their bike, and yeah, now you have cup holders.
Maar de strijd tussen auto en fiets gaat door. Vandaag in het centrum van Amsterdam was het weer zo'n dag waarop de fiets moeiteloos won.
Ja, er zijn in ons land 19 miljoen bruikbare fietsen en daarmee heeft Nederland de hoogste